In this video, I will demonstrate how accessibility features can be used on an iPad to access reading content within the Florida Virtual Schools learning platform. Elementary age students enrolled in Eugene Online Academy's program will be using this platform. Most of the tools I will be demonstrating today are built into the Florida Virtual Schools learning management system. However, on a few occasions, I will be accessing built-in iPad accessibility features. These features have been set up beforehand, so please refer to my previous videos on how to set them up. So here I am in a science classroom where I have access to some reading content. And the system, the Florida Virtual Schools system, does have a very nice built-in tool for reading support. I want to bring your attention here to these tools here, because these will offer support in a variety of environments. Primarily what we're going to be going over today is the speech tool. It's the little chat bubble icon here, and when I tap on it, it activates a toolbar on the right-hand side. Since we're talking about this toolbar, I also want to point out that if a student taps on the wrench here, we can see that there is a text selector for highlighting text. This can be a great strategy for trying to track what you've read or taking notes, for example. There's also a calculator, stopwatch, and a clock, just to help keep time and organize oneself, and also access to math support when needed. We're going to be going over, first of all, this tool here with the finger. It's equivalent to the Speak on Touch feature on an iPad. So I'm going to tap on that tool. You can see that there's a little red circle now around the pointer finger. And now anywhere where I place my finger over text, it will begin reading. I can use the pause to stop the speech in mid-sentence and then play to resume. And I can also use the stop to completely reset the speech tool. Let's give it a try. I'm going to tap on the first paragraph.
Gravity is always pulling us toward the center of Earth. That is why penguins in Antarctica are not falling off Earth, and why when you drop
I've paused it. I can resume with play.
different objects, they all fall down.
Or I can stop it with the big square. If I needed to highlight specific text and have that read back to me, I can use the iPad's Speak Selection feature. This requires a finger placed down over a word and then dragging the dots to the end of the text you want read. In this case, I will try this. At this point, students can either choose to use the play button here or the speak button here. I'm just going to stick with this tool since it's what I've been talking about. I'm going to use the play button.
Gravity is always pulling us.
Great. So that worked very well. Again, if it was just a single word, we could just highlight that single word with our finger and let go. Tap speak.
Gravity.
Okay. And since we were talking about this tool, I do want to point out that if we were to start it at the top here, it's going to go down through the text from top to bottom, and in this case there's a picture. And I want to point out that the speech tool will actually describe the picture, and this is a great feature for students with visual impairments. Let's give it a try.
Find the force. A person on a bike flying through the air after going over a ramp. Copyright. Gravity is always.
Okay. And let's take a quick look at the highlight feature here, the text selector it's called. We're going to use that.
Text selector.
Oops. We have to turn off the
Calculator.
speech tool. I had to turn off the speech tool first because it was trying to read that text as well. Okay, so I've got the text selector here. Now I can go through this text, and using this the highlight feature. I'm going to grab the text that I want with the speak selection tool, and then use a highlighter with it's the little pen or pencil icon here. And that just marked it with the yellow. And now I can, let's say, identify this sentence as something I want to come back to. It's a big one. Oops. Select that. And there are other features here where you can bold text, underline it, circle it. Various visual cues to help students identify and organize their material. Okay, and moving forward, I do want to point out that there is also another speech tool that allows text to be converted with text-to-speech. And this tool does not generally work on the bulk of the text, the bulk of the content, let's say like this here, but it does work well for identifying things that are in menus and having them read back. If a student struggles with some of the terminology or reading some of the words that are in those menus and prompts. So let's give it a try. I'm going to go to the top, and we can see that there are several words here, and there are different icons and things up here that we might not even know what they do. So using the speech controller here, which I have set up beforehand, I can expand it and tap on the little finger icon. It's the hand with the finger sticking up. And now anywhere where I place my finger on the glass, it will read the text adjacent to my finger. And I can, as long as I keep my finger planted on the glass, I can drag it over any text and it will read that back. Just keep in mind, it doesn't read all types of text. In this case, it will not read this text. We have a built-in tool to do that. So let me demonstrate. I'm going to tap on it.
Menu. Glossary. Print. Checklist. Resources. Toolbox. Bookmark. Speech tool.
I'm just dragging it across the screen. I haven't lifted it up yet.
Send mail.
I just dragged it over the paper airplane icon, and that kind of gives me a little description of what that does.
Notes. Help. AA Demo Student Notes 1.04 Module 1 Review.
Anyway, something that students may or may not need, but it's just a nice extra additional support. There are two more tools I want to demonstrate which can help students access reading content in this learning management system. There is a dictionary and a picture dictionary, which students can use by selecting individual words. So for example, I will select the word Antarctica using a single finger held down, release, and selecting the dictionary tool here. Students can have the definitions read out loud to them using the play feature here. It's the little triangular shaped icon.
Noun. An extremely cold continent at the South Pole, almost entirely below the Antarctic Circle.
I used the stop icon here to stop that speech. There's also a picture dictionary, which works in the same way. I will highlight the word and then select the picture dictionary icon. And there it is. So these two tools can add a little extra support for students when they're accessing reading content in the Florida Virtual Schools Learning Management System. Thank you.